What is poppin', guys? You got your coach of the Chim Chargers here for week 10 of the GBA. This time we are up against Monotui, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays. He brings a team of Mega Manectric, Garchomp, Bronzong, Mandibuzz, Amoonguss, and Azumarill. Pretty much what I expected, so I'm not really surprised about the matchup that he brought. I felt like I could handle it pretty well. We are actually playing on Showdown because the Wi-Fi was not working out for us. We actually got disconnected right before the battle started as we chose out our leads. So because of that, he said that he would feel safer to play on Showdown. I also agreed that we should play on Showdown. I think I was the one that offered it, and you know, we felt pretty safe playing on Showdown because there's no disconnections we need to worry about or anything like that in case the battle cut us off midway or something. I think there's like a server issue or something at the time we battled, but regardless, you know, we were able to play on Showdown and it worked out pretty well in the end, you know, without any disconnections or anything like that. But anyways, looking at his team, I figured that, you know, the best lead for me would be my Jirachi because I kind of anticipated him to lead with the Azumarill, because leading off with Azumarill, it can put me in a position where, let's say I lead off with Sneasel or Donphan or, you know, even Ampharos, which is actually slower than the Azumarill because I'm running a bulky set. Because of that, you know, if he decides to lead up with Azumarill, he can catch me sort of in a position where I am forced to switch, and he can get off heavy damage with Azu. So I figured that my best lead would be Jirachi because I am running a Jirachi with Thunderbolt, and just trying to get off as much damage as I can versus this threat would be very beneficial to me. So let's just go ahead and see what happens in this game, and I'll just go ahead and play the battle right now, and you'll see what happens. So he does actually, in fact, lead with the Azumarill here, as I do lead up with my Jirachi. So like I said, no, I just decided to go for the Thunderbolt here, try to get off as much damage as I can. I am able to crit it, para it, and get the full para, so that's very unfortunate for him. But I'm able to just go ahead and annihilate this Azumarill right here, knock it out the Psychic on this turn 2. Very good start for us so far, so Jirachi putting in that work. He goes into Mandibuzz here, so I'm going to be switching out of Pokeaim into my Ampharos here, my boy Fabio, as he goes for the U-turn, and I'm able to just para that with the statics. So yeah, we're getting pretty fortunate here these couple turns in. He goes into Garchomp here, so I decided I'm going to go into my Donphan. Very reliable and safe switch in here. In case he goes for Stone Edge, I didn't want to go into Togekiss. As you can see, he did try to predict Togekiss and go for the Stone Edge. So I decided now that I'm going to make a double here into my Togekiss, expecting the Earthquake. I did see the Life Orb, so I wanted to see what he would do if he would go for Earthquake here. And he did go for Earthquake, so I decided now I'm going to make a nice little sophisticated triple switch back into my Donphan as he goes into his Bronzong. Kind of what I expected. I expected him to switch out in fear of the Togekiss being Scarf, and now I can actually safely just get up my rocks here as he goes for the Grass Knot. So pretty interesting move on Bronzong, but these rocks are very crucial in order to whittle his team down, so getting those off was really nice on my part. So I can go now into my Jirachi here as he goes for the Grass Knot once again. I wanted to show off my skill swap. This is of course skill swap Combine Jirachi, so I decided I'm going to try to show off that skill swap here. He unfortunately switches out of Bronzong into Mandibuzz, so I'm like, alright, you know what, unfortunate, I can't get the Levitate, but I decided I just go back into my Fabio here as he goes for the U-turn once again. Back into the Garchomp he goes, and of course this thing is a threat, so I decided I'm going to switch out here. Go right back into my Donphan. As you can see, he does decide to go ahead and get up his rocks, so I decided I'm not going to Rapid Spin because he does have Rough Skin. I don't want him to actually just knock me out after I Rapid Spin away. I don't want the Rough Skin to knock me out, so I just went right for the Earthquake instead, getting off as much damage as I can versus these threats. Like for example, the Azumarill, I had to get as much damage as I can off of that. I figured that this was a similar scenario, so I just went for the Earthquake here. He just knocks me out with the Earthquake after I Earthquake him. Bring in Sneasel here to scare him out. He goes into Mandibuzz here. I decided that Knockoff is just my safest play because Knockoff hits 4 out of 5 of his remaining Pokemon, and I actually knock off a Choice Scarf, so this Mandibuzz was actually Choice Scarf Mandibuzz. Very interesting, so I was able to pair that pretty early, which is fortunate. Now I go into my Togekiss here because I can't stay in on the Mandibuzz. Knockoff would not have killed. He U-turns out into his Mega Manectric here, so I decide that, like I did with Donphan and Jirachi versus the Azu and the Garchomp, I decided I'm just going to stay in and attack it just to get off as much damage as I can. Whittle his team down with the Stealth Rock, so he has a lot of low health Pokemon right now, which is just really good, like the Garchomp and the Manectric and the Mandibuzz. So I go into Fabio here, decide to Mega Evolve as he goes for the Volt Switch, and I mean, Fabio is a really good answer to Mega Manectric. I EV'd this really well to take hits. He goes into his Mandibuzz to sack it off. I just go right for the Dragon Pulse here because it does work versus pretty much everything on his team. He goes into his Garchomp here, so I decide because of this the Stealth Rocks, he only has 2 hits left of life with Life Orb. only has two turns of staying in and attacking, so I decided to go to my Gyarados here as he goes for the all-around play Outrage, which hits pretty much everything for a lot of damage on my team. Unfortunately though, he is locked in, so he will go down to this Outrage with the Life Orb recoil that he has, and my Gyarados goes down as well. So now I can go safely back into Fabio. Fabio just wins me the game at this point, because I'm actually invested to take Earthquakes from Bronzong, but I know for a fact he actually does not have Earthquake. Like, even when he decided to trigger me, I got scared for a second, but I realized, like, if he had Earthquake, he would have stayed in on Jirachi and went for it. So he as you can see, he went for the Gyro Ball on my Ampharos here, revealing that he actually probably does not in fact have Earthquake. So it's an Earthquakeless Bronzong. Not sure I agree with that. I think Earthquake would have been an all-around better move to have on it, because I do have a Jirachi and a Mega Ampharos. So I wasn't really sure what was going on there without the Earthquakes, but he sacks off the Manectric here. Can't really do anything at all. I mean, I have Sleep Talk. I'm able to eat up hits. Amoonguss cannot touch me at all either. So, I mean, Dragon Pulse will be able to knock this thing out over time. As you can see, I'm just going for Sleep Talks here and trying to get the Dragon Pulse, which unfortunately I'm not getting right now, but I will soon enough. I'll be able to just knock out his Amoonguss and the Bronzong as well. But, you know, very fortunate for me to be able to, I guess, get off a lot of damage early on in versus his threats. Because, like, I didn't have a problem at all with the walls. Like, the walls specifically, I have Pokemon that I can deal with. The threats, I had to sort of play around, and just by damaging the Manectric, by damaging the Garchomp and the Azu as well. I mean, we were very fortunate with the Azu. I don't think it could have gone a different way if his Azu was able to live, because just weakening everything opens up so much for me, and that was my game plan going in, and that pretty much worked out in the end for me. As you can see, you know, I'm just asleep right now. I went for the rest once again so that I could actually avoid getting spored and just basically, you know, have a control with the sleep turns that I have. But I mean, he went for Toxic, as you saw. I go right for the Dragon Pulse here, and I get a crit here, so the next Dragon Pulse will be able to knock him out. Wouldn't have mattered anyways, because I mean, the only recovery this gets is Black Sludge and Regenerator, and he can't really switch since his last Pokemon actually dies to a T-Bolt. So last is the Bronzong here, which of course does not have the Earthquake. I mean, even if he did have Earthquake, I EV my Ampharos to not get 3-hit KO'd by it. Even if he's offensive, I would have been able to live. So that's going to be a good game. So GG is Emvee. We are able to cop this W. We are now 8-2, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, you know, from what people are telling me, I am now guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm definitely not going to blow away these two last matches for the last 2 weeks. I'll definitely try to win those as well. I want to end this season off strongly. But, you know, tell me if I'm wrong. Like, I believe we are now in playoffs officially. Heat Lord Emvee won the battle. Not even bad. But, yeah, that's all I got for this. Hope you all enjoyed this match. I mean, Monotui definitely played well. He definitely put in a lot of work with, you know, he had the sort of Volturn. I could tell he was going for a nice Volturn core there into like Manectric, Chomp, and just bringing in Chomp each time to try to force me out, I guess you could say, or threaten me in a sense. But I mean, just getting off big damage on those threats is what I had in mind going into this, and just trying not to get pushed in any sort of corner. And that's pretty much what I was able to successfully avoid getting pushed around. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this match. Let me know what you guys think. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Check out Monotui. His battle should go up at about the same time as me if you guys want to watch and I guess observe his point of view versus me. Also, go ahead and check out the replay from not replay, what am I saying? The building video. The building video from yesterday. If you guys want to check that out and find out how I made this team, you can do that. And finally, Chim Charger shirt down below. And that's all I got to say. So yeah, we are now 8-2. We got 2 weeks left in the GBA. So you know, hope you guys are enjoying it so far. And let's just try to win as much as we can. So I will see you guys on the next one. Chim Chargers out.